wrestling fans, you got this show, Bill Schuyler, here at One Wrestling's Ring of Honor review for the Final Battle pay-per-view. The show was there live in living color, my friends, at the 2300 Arena. That's the ECW Arena there in the heart of Philadelphia wrestling country for sure. And it was a beautiful thing to have Ring of Honor come home for Final Battle here in Philadelphia, PA. I gotta say that this was an outstanding pay-per-view to be live at. I did not have the opportunity, of course, to see this on television as of yet, but I will be checking it out as soon as I can. I wanted to get this up and out there to the masses, that if you did not see Final Battle, I urge you to get to your pay-per-view cable carrier, whatever you got to do, and see this pay-per-view, because this was outstanding from start to finish. The roster, the wrestlers, everyone involved put on one hell of a pay-per-view. And I'm talking, I was blessed with the opportunity of meeting almost the entire roster of Ring of Honor, even meeting the COO of Sinclair, Ring of Honor itself. That's right, you know who he is, Joe Koff. Outstanding class. This guy is one of the nicest guys I've ever met in the business. If you ever get the opportunity to meet Joe, shake his hand and tell him what an outstanding job he's done since taking control of Ring of Honor. Shout out also to Jeff Jones. Brother, you did it all for me, and I appreciate it, and I'm going to do everything I can to help you and Ring of Honor be where it needs to be in the mouth and the eyes of the wrestling community across the world. I'm a little excited. The crowd was so awesome. We were all just one wrestling family that were so into every match and every wrestler, even the referees. It didn't matter. We had Carino coming in. Of course, you know, he's not allowed to be the announcer, so he's done up as Mr. Wrestling 3. I can't wait to hear his commentary along with Kevin Kelly, how that went on through the match. But let's get into it and get the results down there and a little bit what happened, and then we can just talk about how great the experience was. Like I said, just the best. You got to see Ring of Honor. If they're coming to your town, get yourself in that building and be part of this outstanding wrestling promotion. We opened up with, well, there was a pre-show match between Cheeseburger and Brutal Bob Evans, and both these guys are like the best guys in the world. I don't know anything that was leading up into this feud for them, and I just wasn't really into it. Cheeseburger did win. The guys did what they do in the ring, and you know, it was great. But the beginning of the pay-per-view started out, and let's say Ring of Honor is wrestling. That's right, my friends. Yeah, it was one of those nights, all kinds of loot the show was able to get a hold of while he was there at Ring of Honor, having one heck of a time. We had a tag team triple threat match that was going up to be the number one contenders for the tag team titles in Ring of Honor. It was the Young Bucks going up against the All Night Express and the Briscoes. You know right there that this match was going to be a barn burner. It was going to be just outstanding spots and shots and a super kick party all over the joint. The All Night Express doing what they do. Kenny King, RHETT TITUS. Oh my God, Kenny, shout out to you again, brother. We'll be talking to you soon. Kenny in the Big Slam Nation. A lot of brothers and sisters here at Ring of Honor are looking forward to being part of the Big Slam Nation in 2016. But I digress. Again, this match was just unbelievable as an opener, and this is how pay-per-views and wrestling cards should always be. Just take it by the throat and just march right through and just take everybody on a ride of just pure wrestling excellence. You can't call this kind of match, at least I cannot, with all the spots. Everything that these guys threw at each other was just unreal. And again, I'm looking forward to actually watching it on TV, because it's a whole different experience when you're live in a crowd, when you're live right there at ringside. And there's just so much going on. We wound up, with a shock for most that the All Night Express took the win over top of the Young Bucks, who of course are like the greatest worldwide tag team right now in the business. There's no argument. They hold gold everywhere, and if they didn't have it right now, they just had it, and they're going to pick it up again. The Briscoes, come on. The Briscoes, them boys, do what they do. All Night Express is just kind of coming back into things, and boom, they won. Now they got the #1 shot for the tag team titles. Where that's going to be, I'm not sure, but upcoming, Ring of Honor working hand in hand with New Japan Pro Wrestling for Wrestle Kingdom. I think we're going to see the All Night Express going up against the tag titles there in Tokyo, Japan, at the Tokyo Dome in January. We then had a match that I've been really into and been following this from the beginning. I'm talking about the last real man, Silas Young, going up against Dalton Castle, who normally, along with the Peacock Power, would have the boys in his corner helping him do anything and everything he needed to do to be the best in pro wrestling. And Dalton Castle is one of the most entertaining, one of the best guys that came up in the business, and he's just going with a rocket strapped to his rear end, and he's flying high, brothers, and he is going to be holding gold, in my opinion, soon. TNA had a shot with this guy. They didn't even have the boys. They had it girls. I guess they didn't want to go that path with a little bit of, ambiguity going on there. But I digress. But they could have had Dalton Castle in that roster for TNA, and it would have helped them tremendously, especially going into Pop TV. But that's a story for another day. But there is a big TNA angle kind of going on unintentionally. But we'll talk about that a little further on down here with the matches. This was just unreal. Silas Young, one of the best guys in the business right now, got one of the greatest mustaches, rocking that like Tom Selleck, and just these guys going back and forth for who was going to be able to make the other guy say, "You are a real man." And Silas had the boys in his corner. He had transformed them into men, not boys, and they were doing what they could to turn their back on Dalton Castle, and it was killing him, and it's been killing him. And this was booked so well leading up to this pay-per-view, and we wound up with Silas just really beat the living daylights out of Dalton Castle. And it it was just nasty, and I had the opportunity to meet both of these guys over the evening, and just to see them pour it into the ring with everything they had was just magic. And Silas Young had Dalton Castle say, microphone in hand, that Silas Young, you are a real man. Wow, the crowd was shocked. I was like shocked. I'm like, wow, it's over. And the boys were in the ring. They had their chairs, getting ready to beat down Dalton Castle for the last time, giving him a concerto, if you will. And Dalton again said, you are a real man, but you're also a foolish man. And with that, the boys turned around and took out Silas with the concertos and peacock power. Dalton Castle doing what he does. Just even though he lost, he won, and the boys are back with Dalton, and everything is right on Planet Peacock. We then had a kill. If you like hard smash mouth, big guys just beating, one power move, just punching and forearms, doing whatever they got to do to show who's the bull of the woods. And that's what we had here with Big Moose going up against Big Mike. That's right, Michael Elgin. Elgin, however he says that up there in Canada. My man Andre Corbeil had to school me on how to pronounce some of these names, and that's a shout out to my brother up in the northern regions of Canada in Calgary, doing his thing with the Hart family and everything else. Boom. With that, these guys were just exchanging blows that just made me feel like I was getting hit. They just poured it on, and of course, Big Mike got Moose, who's a huge dude, had him up, holding him up for that length of time that he likes to do, putting him down. This was just unreal, and the match was not just there for a match. This was for the title shot for the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight title at the Tokyo Dome for Wrestle Kingdom January 4th. Oh my brother, testify. Big Mike Elgin taking the win over Moose, and being verbal enough that I could hear him saying that it didn't matter if it was Jay Lethal, it didn't matter if it was A.J.STYLES, it didn't matter who was holding the gold, he would meet them in Tokyo and take the belt home. Big words from Big Mike, and the big guy that can back up everything he says. I'm loving the new Mike Elgin. The rebooting of his character, cutting off the hair, that, and just being just a monster. Outstanding killer match. We then had a favorite of the night, another one that, match of the year, match of the night, match of the month, whatever you want to call it. You had that starting out with the Bucks, the Briscoes, and the All-Night Express, and here we would have ReDRagon's Kyle O'Reilly holding the tag team gold from Japan, going up against Adam Cole. Adam Cole, baby. Oh my Lord, these guys just devastated themselves in the ring. Technical spots, submission moves, armbar was the word of the night for these guys. They just literally just tortured each other in the ring. One of the best matches I've seen in a long time. I am a huge Adam Cole mark, and you got to love ReDRagon, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly, two of my favorites in the business. And Kyle O'Reilly has really come a long way from this time where he was a student, if you will, with, the Wolves and that whole situation there with the MMA style stuff that was going on a few years back. But again, I don't want to get off on a tangent on that. This just killer match. So many spots and moves, just unreal. One of those ones I'm going to watch over and over and over again. Adam Cole would take the win. Adam Cole, in my opinion, the greatest wrestler that can work in the ring and on the mic that's not signed by the WWE. And I'm really expecting that Adam Cole will make his way to NXT in 2016 and become a major superstar in the WWE NXT brand, however they want to play it out. We then had, oh boy, this was the TNA connection I was talking about before unintentionally. We had ACH, part of this tag team. And then it was Alex Shelley and Reborn Matt Sydal. All right, other than ACH, both of these gentlemen had spent time in TNA. Ever so lightly for Matt. Alex Shelley, of course, part of the Motor City Machine Guns. And of course, they were going up against his former tag team partner and brother. That's right, Chris Sabin, with the Addiction, Frankie Kazarian, Christopher Daniels, the Fallen Angel. These three men here, TNA originals, TNA superstars, and of course with Alex Shelley as well. It was just, you knew this was a X Division style match across the board, cruiserweight, whatever you want to call it. These guys did it all. I will say, Christopher Daniels seems to not be up to his normal excellence. I don't know what it is. Maybe the ring gear. He's got the not a singlet, but he's covering himself up with that, which tends to be that he's getting to that age where he's got a little bit of little extra around the midway, and he's doing what he can to not have that show. But he just doesn't seem to be flying high as much as he used to, and I really want to see him get back to that. I don't know if maybe there is an injury going on, whatever it might be, but it didn't stop this match from being fantastic. It didn't make, Christopher Daniels on, in second gear, third gear, 8 out of 10, blows away most guys in the industry by a long shot. So, Frankie, Chris is doing what they do. Chris Sabin, one of my absolute favorites, a TNA World Champion, a guy that really was getting super pushed, and it was a great time. I loved that part of TNA, but again, I digress. ACH, another guy, not great on the mic, but in the ring, you got to think that he's looking to get that NXT shot, and we'll see what happens. Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, I do believe at some point we're going to see a rebirth of the Motor City Machine Guns and get them guys back together for one last ride. The crowd here was definitely going Motor City Machine Guns on this. The winner would be ACH. hit his finisher on Chris Sabin, and then Alex Shelley did a 450 star. Boom, just taking out his former tag team partner and got the pin. ACH, your winners, Alex Shelley, Matt Sydal, and ACH. Then we had the TV title on the line. Bobby Fish of ReDRagon going for the gold, trying to get the television title around his waist, trying to take it from the Messiah of the backbreaker, Roderick Strong. Yes, Roderick Strong, this is a guy that's been doing top level ring work here and around the world, and he's been in TNA for a cup of coffee, not been in the WWE, and this guy would be, oh my God, a major superstar. He made his way into NXT, but regardless of that, Bobby Fish, another one. I've been following Bobby since he was at the Super 8 here in New Jersey a few years back, and he's just an outstanding, the round-eyed samurai, and Bobby Fish, one of the greatest wrestlers alive today. We had a little shenanigan going on in this, as these guys had done everything in their repertoire to beat each other, and submissions were the submission hold is the words of the night, and Bobby got Roderick Strong, and Roderick Strong was tapping out. Everybody saw it except the referee. Bobby Fish saw it. Tap, 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 tap. And they got separated, and Bobby Fish began to celebrate being the new Ring of Honor television champion. Not seen. Oh my, Roderick Strong took him down and got the win over top of Bobby Fish. I don't see this being an end to this feud, and Roddy would not hold on. We had situations like this all night long. Adam Cole's thing where the refs all came pouring in to break this up, and he had a great referee. This guy, they were calling him Carrot Top, red hair like permed out, and on top of that he had a cheesy handlebar Fu Manchu going, and he looked like a 1977 porn star. It was hilarious, unintentionally, but it was funny, and the crowd was just eating it up. And he's a great dude. I got a chance to shake hands with him later on in the night, along with a lot of other guys. Like I said, basically, I met the whole roster tonight in Ring of Honor. Just class guys from top to bottom. Nobody too good to talk to the fans and to anybody else, being helpful with each other. It was just like a real family vibe going on with the Ring of Honor guys, including the boss, and just a great experience I had. We then had tag team championship match, The Kingdom, with Maria Kanellis Bennett, Michael Bennett, and his partner, Mr. Taven, going up against the War Machine. Oh my God, the War Machine guys came out face painted in barbarian style, and these guys came to destroy and take titles, names, blood, whatever they could do. And these guys fought and fought hard. Terrible big bumps these guys were taking on the concrete. It looked to be that possibly Matt Taven got an injury in this match. They didn't call it, but it really seemed to have slowed him down in the match, and he wound up, the War Machine took the titles out of the blue, which led me to believe that he was indeed injured. And you got new tag team champions in Ring of Honor, the War Machine, two big guys, and I really don't know. These guys could rock these titles for quite a while. And of course, I guess they will be facing the All Night Express at Wrestle Kingdom. I don't see Titus and King beating these guys. I think these guys are going to go to Japan. They're going to be over because Japanese guys love the big guy Jin, and these guys just fit the bill. And then, and this night just flew by in a good way. It was like there was just perfect booking. Hear me, everyone out there that has television product and everything else. Perfect booking in this show. Everything flowed the way it's supposed to be. The storylines made sense. Everything got carried together, leading us to the match of the night. The one that I know I was salivating for the minute I heard it was happening in my back door in Philadelphia, PA. The show had to be here to see two of his favorites in the business. I'm talking about the phenomenal A.J.STYLES, TNA champion, X Division champion, tag team champion, New Japan IWGP champion, heading up the Bullet Club. Too sweet. Boom. Bullet Club action. Coming here, seeking the Ring of Honor world title. And who would he be taking it from? His opponent. That would be New Jersey's own J.DIESEL. Once again, the TNA connection was right here, live, in front of everyone. Former champions in TNA going at it here in Ring of Honor. And my God, did these guys do everything in their repertoire. And look, anybody out there who follows the news and checks things out, listening to OneWrestling.com and Bill Apter, listening to the Big Slam Nation with myself, Big Ray, Billy Ray Valentine, the A-Track Brown, the Professor, OK Fabe, Fame Black, Bill Apter. There was some concern that AJ would not be able to make this pay-per-view right after it had been announced. He has a lingering back injury that's been dragging him down a bit. And I'll tell you what, I didn't see anything in this match that he was not able to perform. He sold that back being hurt, and I think a lot of that was probably real. But it did not slow the phenomenal one down one iota. And on top of that, J.DIESEL is on top of his game. Just recently, he had been the world and television title, doing a booking move that certain guys up in the WWE did, where they had the world champion and the U.S. title. But, hey, things happen in pro wrestling just like anywhere else. These guys did it. They did everything they do. They did it this night. High flying, suicide dives, My God, Jay Lethal took AJ up over the ropes and put him through the bell table. AJ hitting flat bang on concrete. We had the greatest manager in the business today, Truth Martini, along with the new, vivacious, lovely Vision in red hair and in white gown. I'm talking about TAELER, HENDRIX, and other TNA gal, former knockout. And having them at ringside just always helps the man, and the man being the world champion, Jay Lethal. And Jay Lethal was not about to give up his championship belt to any man on the face of the planet, whether it was A.J.STYLES or anybody else that wants to step up and attempt that. You got a guy, Big Mike Elgin. He wants the winner of this match. And these guys were exchanging each other's moves. Submission holds throughout this match. AJ getting that calf killer on a few times. Lethal injections into AJ a lot. I mean, Lethal was just beating AJ really bad back and forth. And of course, AJ was pouring it back on with this. This was just a tremendous way to end the night. The winner, and still your Ring of Honor world champion, Elizabeth, New Jersey's own Jay Lethal. Don't get it confused. Don't mix him up and think that he's just that character from back in the day. He's always been one of the greatest talents in the business, and he's proving that here in Ring of Honor. Yes, two gentlemen that are hot in the rumor mills of the WWE, trying to sign them to NXT as their contracts are both coming up. What will happen? Stay tuned to the Big Slam Nation 2-1wrestling.com and myself, Big Ray at Big Ray Show, Bill Apter at Apter One Wrestling, the Nature Boy Fame Black at Fame Black, Billy Ray Valentine. You hit him up on Twitter at Billy Ray Hustle, and of course the Professor, PROFPW Hustle, and the newest member of the nation. Hashtag join the nation. I'm talking about none other than OK Fabe. He brings a lot to the nation. Check him out on YouTube and check out the Big Slam Nation weekly show this week with his debut. Of course, I was unable to be there because I was live in Philadelphia at the same time. And with that, also when you go to these shows, not only do you get a chance to meet the talent, something you don't get to do with the big guys, not only do you get to get all kinds of sweet swag that's going around, they got championship belts out there, the t-shirts, all the little gimmicks on the table. And of course they had DVDs, and I got a great little collection there. They were $5 a piece. How could I say no? We had all 2-disc ones. Roderick Strong, Messiah of the Backbreaker, unreal. You got Generation Next. You know, we're talking Roddy Strong, Austin Aries, Jack Evans, you know, the Briscoe. Oh, just so much during that time in NXT. And of course, the champ himself, an older one, but great nonetheless. Lethal Injection, Jay Lethal, and to finish it off with Adam Cole, baby. Adam Cole back in his rise with a great 70-some minute shoot interview. The show is going to be entertained with some Ring of Honor going on this week, keeping it real. And with that, I am the show. Follow me at You Got the Show on Twitter. Every week I do the NXT news and reviews. Just had that great Takeover London show. Check it out, my review, if you hadn't seen that. And of course now, Ring of Honor stepping up to the plate, telling the big boys, we got everything you got. And we're putting on a show just as tight, just as great, just as phenomenal, just as lethal as it can be. And again, shout outs to Jeff Jones, shout out to Joe Koff, all the referees, everybody out there, all the guys and the gals that were taking the time to talk to the show as I was talking a little wrestling business and just sharing some good times and where wrestling's at today. With that, I will see you guys down the road.